Hi, my name is Julie Dunham, and I'm here to share a book with you today. One of my favorite things I used to do when I was a child was to ride a bike. This book is called Duck on a Bike, and it's by David Shannon. We're hoping that this summer you get a chance to read your bike and, of course, read a book. This book is called Duck on a Bike. One day on the farm, Duck got a wild idea. I bet I could ride a bike, he thought. He waddled over to where the boy parked his bike, climbed on, and began to ride. At first, he rode very slowly, and he wobbled a lot, but it was fun. Duck rode past Cow and waved at her. "Hello, Cow," said Duck. "Moo," said the cow. But what she thought was, a duck on a bike? That's the silliest thing I've ever seen. Then Duck rode past Sheep. "Hello, Sheep," said Duck. "Bah," said Sheep. But what she thought was, he's going to hurt himself if he's not careful. Duck was riding better now. He rode past Dog. "Hello, Dog." "Woof," said Dog. But what he thought was, that is a mighty neat trick. Then Duck rode past Cat. "Hello, Cat." "Meow." But what she thought was, I wouldn't waste my time riding a bike. Duck pedaled a little faster and he rode past Horse. "Hello, Horse." "Neys." But what he thought was, you're still not as fast as me, Duck. Duck rang his bell as he rode past Chicken. "Hello, Chicken." "Cluck, cluck." "Watch what you're doing, Duck." Then Duck rode past Goat. "Hello, Goat." "Meh." But what he thought was, I'd like to eat that bike. Duck stood on the seat and rode past Pig and Pig. "Hello, pigs." "Oink." But what they thought was, that Duck is such a show-off. Duck rode no hands past Mouse. "Hello, Mouse." "Squeak. I wish I could ride a bike just like Duck." Suddenly, a whole bunch of kids came down the road on bikes. They were in such a hurry that they did not see Duck. They parked their bikes by the house and went inside. Now this has no words, so you'll have to look. All these animals are thinking something. Now all the animals had bikes. They rode around and round the barnyard. "This is fun." "Good idea, Duck," they said. Then they put their bikes back by the house, and no one knew that on that afternoon there had been a cow, a sheep, a dog, a cat, a horse, a chicken, a goat, 2 pigs, a mouse, and a duck on a bike. Last page says the end, but you'll have to look closely at the picture to see what might be happening next. Great book by Dave Shannon. Hope you read this summer.
My name is Mr. Veroff, and I'm a Title I reading teacher, and I want to share this book with you today. I came across this book at a recent workshop, and for some reason it just tickled me inside, and I just like to share it whenever I can. It's called Rhyming Dust Bunnies by Jan Thomas. And one of the things that you might want to investigate is Jan a boy or girl, because it can actually be either. So that would be something fun to Google when I'm finished. Rhyming Dust Bunnies by Jan Thomas. Hello, we are Ed, Ned, Ted, and Bob. We rhyme all the time. Hey, what rhymes with car? Far, jar, tar. Look. No, Bob. Look does not rhyme with car. What rhymes with bug? Rug, hug, mug. Look out. No, Bob. Look out does not rhyme with bug. What rhymes with dog? Hog, log, fog. Look out! Here comes a big scary monster with a broom. Bob, no. Look out, here comes a big scary monster with a broom. Does not rhyme with anything, really. Okay then, bye. Run for it! Ah! Good call, Bob. Okay, so where were we? What rhymes with cat? Sat, pat, rat, vacuum cleaner. Twoops. Bob, what rhymes with how do we get out? Help? The Rhyming Dust Bunnies by Jan Thomas. Hello, I'm Mr. Veroff, and I'm a reading teacher, and I want to share a book with you today. I've shared this book different times with the kids. It just is a cool book, and there's kind of a surprise ending, so pay close attention. I always like books that have just a little trick in them. This book is called Bark, George, and it's written by Jules Feiffer. There's George. Bark, George by Jules Feiffer. George's mother said, "Bark, George." George went, meow. "No, George," said George's mother. "Cats go meow, dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went, whack, whack. "No, George," said George's mother. "Ducks go quack, quack. Dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went, "No, George," said George's mother. "Pigs go oink. Dogs go arf. Now bark, George." George went, "Mrrr." George's mother took George to the vet. "I'll soon get to the bottom of this," said the vet. "Please bark, George." George went, meow. The vet reached deep down inside George and pulled out a cat. "Bark again, George." George went, whack, whack. The vet reached deep deep down inside of George and pulled out a duck. Bark again, George. George went. The vet reached deep, deep, deep down inside of George and pulled out a pig. Bark again, George. George went. The vet put on his longest latex glove. Then he reached deep, 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 deep down inside of George and pulled out a cow. Bark again, George. George went, arf. Yeah. George's mother was so thrilled that she kissed the vet and the cat and the duck and the pig and the cow. On the way home, she wanted to show George off to everyone on the street. So she said, bark, George. And George went, hello. You think about that for a moment. Why did George go, hello? Something happened. I'll let you think on that.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Roberts, and today I'm going to read 6 Dinner Sid. Sid lived at 1 Aristotle Street. He also lived at number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Sid lived in 6 houses so that he could have 6 dinners. Each night he would slip out of number 1, where he might have had chicken, into number 2 for fish, on to number 3 for lamb, liver at number 4, fish again at number 5, ending at number 6 with beef and kidney stew. Since the neighbors did not talk to each other on Aristotle Street, they did not know what Sid was up to. They all believed the cat they fed was theirs, and theirs alone. But Sid had to work hard for his dinners. It wasn't easy being 6 people's pet. He had 6 different names to remember and 6 different ways to behave. When he was being Scaramouche, Sid put on swanky airs. As Bob, he had a job. He was naughty as Mischief and silly as Sally. As Sooty, he smooched, but as Schwartz, he had to act rough and tough. All this work sometimes wore Sid out, but he didn't care as long as he had his 6 dinners. And besides, he liked being scratched in 6 different places and sleeping in 6 different beds. In fact, life on Aristotle Street was just about perfect for Sid until one cold, damp day he caught a nasty cough. The next thing he knew, he was being taken to the vet. Poor Sid, he was taken not once, not twice, but 6 times. He went with 6 different people in 6 different ways. The vet said Sid's cough wasn't nearly as nasty as it sounded, but to be on the safe side, he should have a spoonful of medicine. Of course, Sid didn't have just 1 spoonful of medicine. He had 6. Now, one black cat does look much like another, but nobody, not even a busy vet, could see the same cat 6 times without becoming suspicious. Sure enough, when he checked in his appointment book, the vet found 6 cats with a cough, all living on Aristotle Street. So he called the owners at once, and oh dear, was Sid found out. When they discovered what he had been up to, Sid's owners said he had no business eating so many dinners. They said in the future they would make sure he only had 1 dinner a day. But Sid was a 6 dinner a day cat, so he went to live at number 1 Pythagoras Place. He also went to live at numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Unlike Aristotle Street, the people who lived on Pythagoras Place talked to their neighbors. So right from the start, everyone knew about Sid's 6 dinners. And because everyone knew, nobody minded.
The Wide-Mouthed Frog, written by Keith Faulkner, illustrated by Jonathan Lambert. The Wide-Mouthed Frog. I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies, said the wide-mouthed frog, shooting out his long, sticky tongue. As he hopped along, he met a blue-feathered bird. I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies, said the wide-mouthed frog. What do you eat, bird? I eat wiggly worms and slugs, replied the bird, snapping his pointy beak. Next, the wide-mouthed frog met a furry brown mouse. I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies, said the wide-mouthed frog. What do you eat, mouse? I eat crunchy seeds and juicy berries, replied the mouse, wriggling her whiskers. The wide-mouthed frog was still chasing flies when he saw a big green alligator. I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies, said the wide-mouthed frog. What do you eat, alligator? I eat delicious wide-mouthed frogs, replied the alligator, showing his sharp white teeth. The wide-mouthed frog stopped catching flies and gulped. Goop. Then he puckered his lips and made his mouth as small as possible. Ooh, you don't see many of them around, do you? He said, and he leaped into the pond with a splash. The end.